Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You don't have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
What is up, everybody? It is the Cage Match Show, a Cage Match Wednesday, and tomorrow is what we all been waiting for a long time. I know it's only preseason, but you know it's Raider football. Tomorrow is, where is the graphic? I had it right here. Tomorrow is Raiders versus the Cardinals. We get to see Gardner Minshew in action. Are you ready? Let's go.
Oh, 100. So that's why I'm watching it. I want to see Minshew.
I want to see Booger Minshew. Oh, and Aiden O'Connell in the revenge game. The revenge game everyone was looking for.
Oh,
Uncle Rico versus Pharma in. All right, everybody. I'm the Oakland Raider Savage here with Raider Jeff. He is still keeping Asylum's padded room warm because Asylum has escaped.
It's nice in here.
Yeah, he got his customized because they're scared of him. So before we get into it about Asylum, let's see where Asylum is at today. All right, let's turn this music off right here. Asylum, talk to him. I'm like, hey, what you doing now? He sent me a new picture. Asylum is making sure that the cage match is safe by making sure he takes care of business. So Asylum is making sure that Mr. Goodell doesn't interfere with our shows, as we will be bringing highlights and other probably copyrighted content. You know, we like to play on the edge.
I didn't know the Undertaker wore glasses.
Well, you know, he's older now, and he has to see who he's going to.
So he's following Goodell around. In other
Yes.
words, okay.
This was before
Black Ops mission. He's on Delta Force. Don't say nothing.
This is before. Why is my mouse? See. Once again, StreamYard has failed me. Okay. Anyways, I might have to reset this, but the show won't end. The show will end. Whatever. When I have to start playing different things. Whatever. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm can't wait for tomorrow night. Between that and the countdown to my flight to Vegas, I don't know. I'm just excited. Football's finally here. Raider Nation is going to be back on the map again this season, I feel. I'm starting to get bit by that bug. I'm in that feel-good mood, I think. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night, but I am absolutely 100% all in to just sit back and enjoy the ride this season. Let's see what happens. This is awesome. I can't wait.
Are you saying that you're feeling the 17-0 bug now? 17-0?
Oh, hold on. I'm drinking a small little. I'm drinking a small shot. Look at that. Paying homage to the guys.
Hey.
I'm drinking a small glass of hopium. There it is. That's it.
Hopium. I haven't heard that one, but I like that. Hopium.
Yeah.
Some opioids.
I got my belt with me, so I'm ready.
Yeah, it's my belt.
There
it's
it
my
is.
belt.
No, it's not.
It's my belt.
I want it fair and square. It's my belt. Knock it off.
Anyways,
anytime whenever you have me on the show, it's just like that extra little dagger in the back. I love it, right in the heart.
Anyways, that's my belt. I'm gonna win it this year.
Valuable. Remember that.
Last night, the Raiders had their practice out in Allegiant Stadium. Your $5 ticket, to go see. Well, they weren't in pads this time. They were just out there having a practice for everyone to see at the stadium. They all went to go see the quarterbacks in action. Kirk Cousins, mainly Fernando Mendoza. There's no love for my favorite quarterback, this guy right here, Team Ramrod. Say it. But everyone went out there to go see. Everyone had to go see who we drafted and what he actually looks like in person. Jeff, what did you hear about last night's practice? I didn't go because I was here at home in the Bay Area. But what did you hear on last night's practice and how it went?
I mean, it went pretty much what everybody was expecting. They just went out there. They ran a few plays here and there. It wasn't anything like super spectacular, I guess, from what I understand. It was because there were some people that were watching it while we were on last night, and they were like, well, that was a waste of time. So I mean, they're not going to go out there and try and kill each other and run around like fools. I mean, they got a game in 48 hours from when they were out there doing this. So I mean, it's a complete rest day today, basically. If anything, they would have done a walkthrough. So they're not going to go out there and run around like crazy. It was a show for the fans. That's pretty much what it is. It gets people inside Allegiant Stadium. It gets that atmosphere going. It gets the heart and the blood pumping. It's like we're 48 hours away from the game at the time they were doing that yesterday. Now we're 24, basically, and the game's already starting 24 hours from now. So, I mean, it gets everybody excited. It's a great thing for them to do. It's like giving back to the fans, basically. So
it was a little teaser. And, I mean, I wish I would have went just to see the team out there, and the tickets are $5. They said all the proceeds are going to the Raider Foundation. So last year I think it was free. People were trying to sell them, and the Raiders had to put out a statement saying, "Don't sell those, or you're going to lose your privileges."
Yeah.
And then also last year, speaking of losing, we lost Lonnie Johnson to a broken leg for the majority of the season. I think he came back at the end when it didn't really matter. But
yeah, very, very end of the season.
I was nervous when they had this practice. I'm all like, okay, let's hope that nobody gets injured and something that doesn't mean anything, especially going against your own, and then somebody gets hurt. So it sounded like everyone had to enjoyed the practice, and everyone came out safe and came out healthy and ready to go and strap it on for reals tomorrow night. So that's always a positive. And Kirk Cousins, they said, looked crisp.
As he should. I mean, I mean, there's still talk that it is like a legit QB competition. I'm like, okay, whatever. I think it is what it is. But again, it was just a walkthrough last night. Nobody, like I said, we escaped training camp without any major injuries or career-ending injuries like some teams. Like Carolina got slammed this year. The NFC South took a whopping with injuries. Some other teams lost guys for the year and everything. As of right now, we're good. Pending nobody stubs their toe between now and the start of the game tomorrow night. We're going into this preseason 100% healthy, basically. There's some, minor little bangs and things here, but it's to be expected,
Hold on, right here. I gotta remember that I'm in charge of the comments too. Jeff says, Jason says, can't call Jeff Asylum. That's why they're taking, so we will abbreviate it.
What are you gonna call me, ass?
No, and I got to bring it back again. I'm gonna try to bring it back again to CMN News, but when I had to write it out and put the voice into it for because I use the Vincent Price AI. I'll tell you my secret. I use a Vincent Price AI to give the voice of Asylum Burgundy. For him to say asylum, I couldn't spell it out as is, ASYLUM, because it'll say asylum. So I had to put ASSYLUM, so say asylum. So with one S is asylum or asylum, two S's is asylum. So I guess technically asylum is an asylum, and you have to tell AI for it to read it that way so it can say it correctly. So I don't know. This could be the correct spelling of it. It could be. Asylum says no, it's only one S, but I don't know. That's not what AI thinks. And later on, eventually AI will take over. So you got to say whatever AI says. Hey, AI.
It's just not like you're just saying a bunch of vowels.
Okay, yes. So yes, and then Mendoza, he looked good, and I think there was like a tip ball that Cody Lindenberg went and intercepted. I guess what they said he took it back to the house, but once again, no pads. They always let the play keep going, even though he probably would have been tackled anyway. So once again. Yeah, and like you said, they talk about a quarterback competition. What's your Savage? Never heard from you. What's the Miami game update? Oh, I don't know if I'm going yet. That is still
the home opener.
Yeah, that is still in the air. I'm not sure yet. If I'm going to go or not. I want to go, but I'm not sure yet.
Thank you, Nav, man. I appreciate you, brother. Big time.
So, but yeah, so the competition between Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza, I know a lot of fans are saying, why did we draft him first overall? Just let him go out there and start. He's looking good. He's doing, he's improving each practice after mistake. He goes out there and he has a great series. And I always hear that he ends practice well. That when he starts to practice, he goes through new mistakes, so he doesn't repeat the same mistake. He goes through new mistakes and then he corrects it, that's what training camp is for. But is there really a competition? Like, I don't think there is. Even so, I would still. They're gonna throw out Kirk Cousins. That's why they got him. To hold the place for Mendoza. But what is your take on that?
I mean, the funny thing is, the one that's getting paid the most money this season isn't even Kirk Cousins. By us, we're paying more for Mendoza. So usually that argument of, we're going to play, the veteran that's making all the money. Well, that's not the case this year. We're on the hook for very small amounts. Really, the bulk of what we own is not going to come due until March 3rd, or the third day of the season next year. Look, they kept coming out and saying they were going to sit him this year no matter what. He's not going to start. Again, I have no problem if that's what their plan is, to make sure that this kid's ready. Because, again, what he does this year, if he starts, 2027 is the ultimate goal, not 2026. You want to get him out there some games, see what he's got against pro competition. Okay, I get that. But let's live and die by Kirk Cousins for a while first. The only way I would see him starting it is if he just totally blew it up in the preseason. He's got 3 games, and they already said he's going to get a majority of the snaps. So if he outperforms Kirk Cousins in every way possible during preseason, then I think he deserves a shot. Just like Derek Carr did his rookie year. Nobody expected him to start, second round quarterback draft pick. And he came in and lit it up. And they never turned back after that. He won that starting job, and that was it until they cut him loose with McDumdum here. So, if the kid deserves it, then give it to him. If you're still questionable or you're still a little leery, then keep sitting him until you're 100% positive this kid can do it. I mean, my biggest thing is making sure the old line's good. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
for sure. Yes.
Concern is make sure that they can keep our quarterbacks upright. Because the last thing you want to do is set him loose with an offensive line that just can't stop anybody, and this kid's getting his ass beat back there. That's not fair to him.
Yeah, and I heard the comparison that you don't want to start Mendoza because what if the offensive line is like when Gary Kubiak took over the Texans and they drafted first overall David Carr, and I think they set the sack record that one year. I know they were an expansion team too, but we've been playing like an expansion team for the last 20-something years too. So I would say allow this offensive line to mesh together first. Let's set ourselves on one combination, offensive line combination, and let's not do the back and forth and the switching around like we did last year. And let Kirk Cousins take all the hits in the beginning as the offensive line gets to learn each other, gets to know each other under this new offense scheme, under this new, Coach Dennison, under this new offensive with Kubiak's offense before you throw in. But hey, what if? Because you mentioned about Derek Carr. Derek Carr, he was supposed to sit behind Matt Schaub, which that was a waste of money too. Matt Schaub coming in from the Texans. Speaking of the Texans connection, last time we all saw Matt Schaub before he became a Raider was when we beat him after the night or the day after Al Davis passed away. Matt Schaub threw that interception with 10 guys on the field.
Yeah, right.
Al Davis was the 11th guy. But what if? Because Derek Carr came in and he lit it up against the Seahawks. I think he threw like 3 or 4 touchdowns. And of course, at that time, I think we were still doing 4 preseason games. So those were against a lot of the bubble players. Yeah. If Mendoza lights it up in the bubble game, basically, game 3 of the preseason against the 49ers, does that warrant a discussion, or are we just going to be like, no, okay, thank you. You look good. Sit in the sideline. Advance your studies even more, and then when you're ready to graduate, we'll put you out there on the podium, and then you could be the starting quarterback? Or do we be like, you know what, out the gate, let's go, let's see what he can do. Game 1 against Miami, home opener, first round, first overall pick.
I mean, that may be the game that actually started, to be honest with you, because Miami doesn't really scare me. New head coach. I mean, great that we got a new head coach too, but at least he's got tools to work with, meaning players. Miami, they got A-Chain. They're a whole new quarterback, a whole new system. They're still trying to find their way. They're on a total rip-down rebuild. So maybe that is the game. But, yeah, I mean, if he lights it up, then go for it. I mean, if that's the coach's decision, then you gotta believe they have faith in the kid. I'm all for it. If the coaches think that he should start, then let's do it. But if he goes out there and throws a few interceptions, I don't want to hear the nation go, "Oh, you shouldn't have started." Well, this is what you guys were wanting. You wanted him to start. I mean, this is what you expected. The height, especially opening day, the opening game, home opener in Vegas. I mean, the crowd's already going to be pumped as it is because there's so much hope and optimism for this roster and this team right now. You know, Raider Nation's coming out in force for this game. There's so many people going out to Vegas for this matchup. It's going to be a wild. I'm glad I'm going because I'm going to get to experience this firsthand. Like a fresh start right from the beginning. You know, so I think if the coaches believe in them, then we got to believe in them too. You know, they believed in him enough to take him #1 overall. So,
yeah, and that's we'll see what happens. We'll see when he goes against actual live bullets on Thursday. I know they're talking about having the starters play. Get a lot of reps during these preseason games. I listened to the radio, the Raider Nation radio, and they talk about last year, Clint Kubiak only had Sam Darnold play one series throughout the whole preseason, and they won a Super Bowl. You think he'll do the same thing with Kirk Cousins, or will he have him out there and have him, get his reps in as he will be the starter for the Raiders? With Kirk Cousins being an older quarterback with recent injury history, do you want to see Kirk Cousins out there taking a lot of reps, early reps in the beginning of the game, starting the game, going into maybe 4 series, maybe a first quarter in the opener or tomorrow night's game? Like, do you want to see that, or you be like, okay, no, Kurt, we're good with Kurt. Let's look at Mendoza out the gate.
No, I'm fine with Kirk Cousins getting out there right away. Basically, he didn't play much last year, so it knocks the dust and the rust off of him. So let him go for it. Let him start this game off for sure. And then whatever you decide after that, whether it's Aiden O'Connell next or Mendoza, whatever, go for it. But Mendoza should at least play the entire second half, if not the second and on from there. So Kirk Cousins should start. Get him out there with the ones and game time decision. Again, he's playing with all brand new players. Same offense. He's used to this offense, which is good. But let him go out there and play in a real game against their ones. So Mendoza can see what the first team really looks like and what this system looks like in real, true game time situations. So, yeah, definitely Cousins should start. After that, the rest of the preseason, it's coach's decision. Whatever they want to do, I'm sure we're all going to be fine with it.
My StreamYard is acting. Let me. The show is still on. Will still be on. Give me a second. I got to reset so I can move my overlays. That's stupid. I hate StreamYard. Hold on, quick.
Yeah. I salute everybody that's in the chat. If you're in my chat, in my channel, make sure you get over to, it's pinned at the top of my chat message. It's in the description. Make sure you guys get over to the Cage Match channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to their channel. Hit the thumbs up for this show tonight. Hit the notifications for whenever they go live or whenever they pump out a short. So I'm only going to be filling in until Asylum gets back. So I probably will be here for a couple of months or so, minus my time that I'm going to be gone. But so make sure you guys get over there, show them the love. They're so close to 500. We've got to get them to that 500 mark this season. So by the bye week, I want to see these guys get to 500. That's what this is about. This is about helping grow this channel too. So that's why I'm broadcasting on my channel, so I can get you guys to jump over. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you haven't watched this show before, go back and watch some of their old shows too, because the chemistry between him and Asylum is awesome. They're extremely funny. They have Peggy on a lot. I've been on a couple of different times. I've co-hosted with Savage and Asylum before. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great show. So make sure you guys show them the love, please. I beg of you. Okay? So even if you guys are on my channel, go watch it on his. I don't care if you watch on my channel. Jump over to his channel. Let's populate theirs and get them going. So, and I'm good. And now later, I do have information on the Cleveland Browns game. The president from Steel Valley sent me an email last night, so I'll let you know.
Sounds like a Jerry Lewis telethon. Hey guys, if you love the Cage Match, go there and subscribe. I want to see some subscriptions going on. Let's go. I'm trying to do my best, Jerry Lewis.
Hello, you reached the Cage Match phone-a-thon. How you doing? Yes. Yes. Okay. So we'll put you in for one subscription. Excellent. Thank you. Make sure you get over to that channel and follow through with that. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
I know we're like the PBS public broadcast. If you like this, we're gonna send you a CD of all Asylum's greatest hits. He sings all of them and you get a free bag too. So please call that number, subscribe, share, like, do all those things, and we'll send you a koozie. Well, actually, I do have koozies to give out. I actually have lanyards to give out, and I got shot glasses to give out. So hey, if you subscribe, you could be on the list of getting a koozie. Oh yeah. But wait, there's more. All right, okay. I got my overlays moving around. I don't know why it does that to me. Maybe because I put too much on there, and then the StreamYard. It's like I pay for this StreamYard. Okay, you're about to get replaced soon. So, anyways, let's talk about it. We have the unofficial roster came out yesterday. The official unofficial roster came out from the Raiders. If you saw it on ESPN, which I've been trying to use to kind of build the, how the offense will look, it's all wrong. The Raiders came out yesterday. So let's get into it. Let's start off with the quarterbacks, of course.
What's up, D-Man?
No real surprise here. Kirk Cousins is currently the first or the starter of the quarterback room, with Fernando Mendoza at second because he is the first overall pick. And then, my favorite quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, with the long hair, still got the stash going, is third. And then the guy I feel bad for, Jacob Clark, who doesn't get no throws in practice, doesn't get no real love. But, the fourth quarterback's always there to help with the depth and whatever, and then maybe he goes out there and they'll give him a couple plays at the end of a game, and he could try to put some tape out there for somebody to bring him in for their practice squad.
That's where he's going to end up on ours. I mean,
yeah, but I mean this right here, there's no real take because we kind of knew this was going to be for game one for yeah. But like going back to playing time, how would you, let's say when Mendoza comes in, or how do I want to word this? How much playing time? How much playing time do you want to see Mendoza out there and is playing like Kirk Cousins for a couple series and then Mendoza for the rest of the game too much? Do we need to see more of Aiden O'Connell? I know we don't really need to see any Jacob Clark, sorry, bro, but it is what it is. Yeah. Should Mendoza be the one taking the majority of these snaps in preseason in these practice games, or outside? I know you say you want Kirk Cousins, to get the dust off though. So basically game one, okay, go out there, get your jersey dirty, because we have natural grass. Get the jersey dirty, get out there, take some hits, get your body callus going and everything, going against other defenses, going against other players coming at you who are not going to be nice to you because you're not wearing the red shirt jersey anymore. But outside of Kirk Cousins, I guess kind of getting his feet wet again with Clint Kubiak's offense. Do you want to see Mendoza basically run these 3 games after Kirk gets his little couple of series in?
All right. So if the thing is their plan is for Kirk to play maybe the first in the second series, okay. If they want to give AOC 12 a couple series also, I wouldn't be opposed to that, because if they don't have plans on keeping him, at least get him some game, because it's an audition for him for another team, because he's a free agent after this season. We're going to have to make a decision with him. So if this gives him that opportunity, then that's what we'll do. After that, it should be Mendoza the rest of the game, unless we're blowing them out and they want to get Clark in there a little bit and let him get some play time so he can get some footage, some game time footage out there. Might not be a bad idea if they let him play maybe the last series or 2 at the end of the game. this first game is going to be just like a feel out phase, I think. It's going to be game 2 and 3 in preseason where I think you're going to see Mendoza just start pretty much the rest of the way. So, trading Mendoza is still an option, I think.
For 3 first-round picks. I mean,
I'll take a dry bologna sandwich. I mean, that's what we got when we drafted him. I'm stealing that from Chris from Protect the Shield. Sorry, Chris.
With Aiden O'Connell, though, like you said, he's in his final year. If the Raiders do showcase him, I mean, he could be good. How do you say, showcase for to try to get something out of him, trade or something. Yeah. So especially how much how much do you want to see want the Raiders to showcase Aiden O'Connell out there to maybe try to like get some capital or maybe player trade or something, whatever, because backup quarterback is very valuable too.
Oh my God, yeah. I would say whatever they do with Kirk Cousins, let him do the same with the ones. Why put him out there with the 2s and 3s if put him out there with the ones so they can see what he can do in a full blown number 1 offense for the hell of it, Because if there is aspirations to trade him, we got to get something on film with this current system with these new coaches. Because last year you can't go by last year anymore.
No,
you can't go. I mean, you can go by that footage, but it ain't going to help him, and it ain't going to help the Raiders with if they're looking to trade him before the deadline. So get some good film of him so you can, hopefully a team's like, hey, we need a good backup. They've already got Mendoza in the fold, so if Kirk goes down, Mendoza's going in. Then we're going to be hurting for a backup if we've already traded O'Connell. That's the downside. That's why I don't want to get rid of him, because if the goal is Mendoza to take over the starting job next year, that means we have to find another backup, and that's why I would be fine with keeping Aiden as our backup going into 2027. I would not be opposed to him backing up Mendoza, not at all, and we would get him for fairly somewhat cheap. I don't think we're going to break the bank trying to re-sign him as a backup, because Kirk isn't going to be here after we pay him that bonus, that what we owe him by day 3 of the new season. So, yeah, I don't agree with getting rid of Aiden O'Connell, not at all. But if that's their plan, they got to get something out there. Only helps up the value for him. So,
I mean, he could be our next Mark Wilson. You never know.
Or Vince Evans.
Vince Evans.
That guy was here forever, and every time he came out there, man, you could count on him to do something crazy. that guy was. You know what? There's a lot of fans that, especially the younger kids, that don't really appreciate value Vince Evans brought to this team for years. Okay, so number 11. I just never forget the guy. I'm sorry, he's like an unsung hero. How many people talk about him? It's great. I love it.
I mean, he came with the team from LA to Oakland. He was still out there in the dirt field, backing up Hostetler. Oh, Vince Evans. So I mean,
backups we've had. Probably one of the best we ever had, to be honest with you.
Yeah, better than McLovin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tuiasosopo.
Oh.
He had a chance. He had a chance after it was the year after the Super Bowl, and Rich Gannon got hurt, I think, against the Chiefs at home. Tuiasosopo came in on a handoff. He like fell to the ground, hurt his knee, was out for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last time we saw Tuiasosopo. He was a draftee of John Gruden, I think, in his the year before he got traded to Tampa Bay. Could have been something. It could did something, but it is what it is. I mean, if the Raiders, I like how you said, I want O'Connell on the team still. Sign him on as that backup. I heard in practice that he's even looking great out there in this system, because this system is I don't want to say more catered for a pocket passer. I mean, the quarterback still has to move, but Aiden O'Connell can move. He's not going to run. He's not going to go like Mahomes in the beginning of his career, or like a Lamar Jackson, but he'll move within the pocket if the pocket's formed, of course. Like you said, this offensive line the last couple of years has been bad, but Aiden O'Connell can move. I seen him move on that in that Jaguar game. He moved.
All right, I love the guy. I've always been in his corner, but to even put the same words in the sentence with him that he can move, he moves about as good as one of those people movies you see in the airport. You know, you just stand there and slowly moves. If you're walking, yeah, you move faster. But I mean, is he better than like guys like Drew Bledsoe when he used to run? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, Bledsoe looked like he had cinder blocks tied to his feet, you know. But, I mean, let's face it, Aiden O'Connell's not the mobile of most quarterbacks, so he can throw the ball. What's up, Wasted? I see you, brother. What's going on, man?
I mean, the last time Drew Bledsoe tried to run was against the Jets. He got his lung knocked out, and Tom Brady took over, and then the rest is history.
His lung knocked out, man. He had his chest, his sternum replaced his spine. He got so hit so hard. That was insane that day. That was crazy. I remember watching that game too. It was like, holy crap. That's not right. Well, yeah, it moves about as quick as me, but I move pretty quick. I remember that.
There's some hate in this night. He can move and throw awesome interceptions. Hey, but at least it's awesome. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, Jesus.
Just get him a liter of Coke. Okay? Get him a liter of Coke.
No, cola. Not Coke.
Cola, yeah.
Are you gonna go watch that one? Super Troopers 3? Have you seen it? You gonna see it?
I seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Was
the second one good?
Yeah, it was it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. Usually after the first ones are so tough to top, and pretty much any comedy movie like that. I mean, it was still funny, but nothing like the first one. Well, now you expect them to do the shenanigans, do the shenanigans they do in those movies now.
But. So what is your best sequel to a series to a franchise? What is in your opinion your favorite or the best sequel to a movie franchise?
In general or comedy?
I would say comedy, because like dramas and like you just can like if you say Godfather 2, well, of course, because it's continuing the story, but comedies.
That. I don't know if I could pick one for a comedy. I mean, there's some great movies that you kind of wish they almost did a sequel for, but it ain't going to top the first one. Like Blazing Saddles. If they did a second one of that, it would not be as good as the first. Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail. If they did a second one of the same, the extended from that, it wouldn't be as funny as the first. Now, the other movies they do, like Life of Brian and shit, like those are hilarious. Those are great too. But I can't really pick. Rocky, I guess. I don't know. The first one's tough to beat, man. Just like Alien, the first one was just awesome. The others they started to lose the touch. Although
Rocky too.
If it's a regular movie, I got to go with Star Wars, and it's the third installment. It's the Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. Those 2 and 3 were way better than the first one.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
We don't do prequels. I don't count the prequels, and in the last 3, I'm not even going. Yeah. I would say maybe my favorite out of the Back to the Futures is Part 2. Probably because of the flying cars. I would say recent comedy, maybe 22 Jump Street. Even though they did a lot of the same jokes, they told you they're going to do a lot of the same jokes. I know Hangover 2 try to redo the same jokes, but just in a different setting.
The first one, if you never watched it, and all of a sudden you're sitting there watching You just can't beat the first one. It knocks your socks off, and then to watch number 2, it doesn't do it for me. Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, it is.
Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. The second one, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
But it's still the same corny jokes with him, like any of his movies. Like Wayne's World, the second one. It's just the same shit, just rehashed.
Cheech and Chong's next movie.
All right, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, even though they're the same shtick, but still, it's still funny though.
Yeah, what do you think? Okay, before I move on to the next one, what is your anticipation level for Spaceballs 2?
Oh God, I hope it's good. That's all I gotta say. I pray to God.
30 years later, 40 years later.
John Candy is so hard to replace, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And the fact that Mel Brooks is even still with us and he's still going to be in this one and playing his pop, man, I pray to God that that's good, because if Mel Brooks goes anytime soon, let him go out on top with putting out one final killer movie, because man, the first one was so good. It's so good, and some of the jokes are so corny, but they were hilarious. You're gonna see the same stuff again in a way.
Oh, Naked Gun.
Yeah,
The Smell of Fear. Yeah, Naked Gun. It was like 2.5, and then 33 1/3.
Even Airplane, funny ass movie. The first one, second, not so much. The first one was great.
Yeah. Okay, got off topic.
Yeah, we did.
But now I'm gonna be like, let me look at all my DVDs. Which one?
My God. DVDs? Who the hell still has DVDs?
I still got VHS, all right. I don't go all the way back to beta, but I still got VHS.
I still got some VCR tapes, but I got nothing to play them on. They're just sitting in a box somewhere.
All right. Enough about.
You still got laser discs too. Ooh.
We did. The big DVDs, yeah, we did.
The big DVD.
Yeah.
The 75 compared to the 45s.
I know. My dad had a laser disc.
I had an 8-track in it.
I had a 8-track player, but I think I only had like a 1 8-track. I think it was, I don't know if it was Tom Jones. I don't know. I had one. It's not unusual. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the next one. All right. We talked about the quarterbacks. Let's look at the guy behind him, the running backs. All right. Of course, Ashton Jeanty is going to be your starter, and Mike Washington Jr., the draftee of this past draft. He is your backup. Dylan Labe is still in the running. He's ahead of Roman Hemby, and then you got these other guys, who are trying. Connor Hayward and Patrick Gerd are the fullbacks, but
they're in the running back room. Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah, it's interchangeable. Vinyl Records, we had to flip over halfway through. I had vinyl. I still got some vinyl. So the running back room.
Yeah.
No surprise here. And from what I heard, Ashton Jeanty and Mike Washington's looking good in the camp.
Yeah, that I've heard. And I was high on him right from the get-go when we got him. I'm like, I want to see a lot of him in preseason, man. I want to see what this kid's really got in game time situations. Either way, no matter what, we've got a hell of a mix-up with these two in the backfield, I think. You've got that small little bowling ball in Jeanty, and then you've got Mike Washington, who can – he's a dark horse in this, man. I think he's going to have a bigger impact than think people are making. I am surprised Lobby's number 3. I thought for sure he was going to fall the 4. I thought Hemby was going to step up, but it's not sounding spectacular for Hemby. Lobby obviously is making his name on special teams like he has already in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where his value is right now, but obviously it's even more in the running game because he's right now he's number 3. So it's going to be interesting to see if Hemby makes the starting 53 or if he goes right to the practice squad.
Well, I know
Ugabawale, I don't know where he fits in all this too. He just got there recently, so
yeah. Well, I heard that of course, Labe, his big contribution or his value is in special teams.
Mhm.
But from what I heard that they've been using him a lot in like third down situations. I think they're having him swing out from the, swing out to catch passes out in the open. So I guess this coaching staff has found a way, or is finding ways, the other coaching staffs before, or the last two, because he's in his third year. No, he's in his fourth. No, he's his third year.
Lobby third year. Yes.
Yeah, because he was drafted by Telesco. Yeah. So with this coaching staff, and you got a very with Clint Kubiak and his offense that's had success throughout the different organizations he's coached for, coming in over here, seeing the guys he has. It seems like he might have found a way to use Dylan Labe back there on the offense, outside of being a special teams guy, maybe having him on the offense. So, we'll see, because I know his last real two noticeable game time or whatever when he was in the game. One of them was when he got the ball punched out of him from against the Steelers. TJ Watt.
Yeah.
TJ Watt, right when he got the ball, he punched the ball out, lost it. I was at the game too. Lost the fumble, and continued the route of the Steelers beating the Raiders in that game.
He got benched for the rest of the season after that too. Saw him again the rest of the season.
Yeah,
that was when McDonough was here, I think.
No, that was
that after him.
That was because I want to say he was drafted by Telesco.
Yeah, which would have been McDonough.
That was AP.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Never mind. You're right.
Yes, the other dummy.
Yeah, that's right.
I had high hopes for him too, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. We all had high hopes. Were we all high? I don't know, but we all had high hopes.
Probably. We know the coach probably were, because they didn't know their ass from their elbow. So anyway.
But I feel like when it comes to Genty himself, I know him being our sixth overall pick last year, our first pick last year. People were expecting more, but behind this offense line that we had last year, with the leadership and the coaching staff that we had last year, he was getting hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now, for him, having the stats that he had last year with no offensive line, I feel like his sophomore season is going to be even more, because if this offensive line could just be competent compared to last year's, I think we might. Well, one, this offense relies on the running backs and running game, but I think we can have an attack. Let me ask you, Ashton Genty, Mike Washington, who's your Charlie Garner and who's your Tyron Wheatley? Because that's the only glory years I know that I was alive for, those 3 years.
I might have to go Genty as the Tyrone and Washington as the Charlie Garner.
Oh, and Dylan Labe as the Randy Jordan.
Who was? I don't remember the third guy.
Randy Jordan and Zach Crockett.
Oh yeah, with the hands.
With the hands, we all did that. We all did this. I mean, I'm excited. I'm trying not to spike the Kool-Aid, drink the Kool-Aid. It's mainly if you mix Hennessy and purple Kool-Aid, I call it the Jamarcus. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I think this running game will take the will Ashton Genty with a better offensive line will. Other teams are not ready for what we're going to do. That's all I'm going to say. He hasn't even reached his ceiling, his potential. And with this offense line, I feel like he's going to have 150-yard games this year. Okay. And one of them's going to go against that Broncos defense. I said it right here. That's how I feel. Purple Nurple. That's what we call it. Hennessy and Kool-Aid. All right. Let's go into the receivers. Now you have Jalen Naylor. He is your number one according to the depth chart. Trey Tucker is your number two. And they had Jack Besh as your slot, your third receiver. Malik Benson has been getting a lot of news out of training camp. Yes, Jack Besh, the second-round draft pick of last year, is unofficially the third receiver behind the two main starters. For now. What is your take on this? And Dante Thornton is second behind Naylor, which is a shock because I've heard nothing but negative things, and then he hasn't been practicing the last couple days. Thornton hasn't. So when you see the receiver room and how they have them lined up, what is your take on this right here?
Trey Tucker and Naylor being there, not surprised. Dante being number two behind Jalen Naylor, I think he's still living off last year, to be honest with you. Yeah. I mean, to the point where he's trying to make his bones on the special teams. So yeah. I honestly think that Dante is on the bubble big time. I think he's got more going against him than in his favor at this point. I'm just waiting for Malik Benson to really step into the starting lineup, and I think it could happen during the preseason where he moves up the depth chart and supplants Betch as the third guy here. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. I like Shedrick Jackson. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves up pretty quick too. I mean, he had a decent year last year. He had some good catches in some games. He's got some speed. I like the kid. The rest of them, I think it's kind of I don't know. This receiver room is weak. It really is. Outside of Jalen Naylor and Tucker, with Benson making waves in preseason so far, or in training camp, sorry. After that, I mean, it drops off. I mean, it drops off after Jalen Naylor and Tucker. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and Tucker is still trying to show that he can be a great receiver. It's not his fault that we've had so many different head coaches, so many different offensive coordinators, so many different offensive schemes, so many different offensive philosophies, so many bad coaches, so many bad quarterback play, so many bad everything, and he's still trying. And you got coaches. Well, we'll have him come out the backfield. We'll have him do an end around. We'll have him go deep. Oh wait, guy got sacked. Never mind. We'll have him do this. I'm hoping, like I say every year, I'm hoping that this offensive staff, these coaches, Kubiak, and I'm forgetting his name, the quarterback coach turned offensive coordinator, his right hand man. No, not Olsen. The guy now. I forgot his name right now. He came with them from Seattle. He's been with them from.
Oh my God! I just looked up his name too the other day when I was looking at the coaching list.
Yeah. But if they can find a way to have Trey Tucker break out this season and be, because I think unless we're all looking for the next Cliff Branch like Al Davis had done since Cliff Branch retired many years ago, was trying to find that next Cliff Branch, that small little receiver that can Janoko. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. OC, yeah.
There you go. If he can be like that, Cliff Branch, that small guy, but you still got to account for him because he's going to go run past your safeties. He's going to blow the top off your defense. I'm hoping that this offense will find ways to get him open. Will find ways to get him the ball in space. We all know he's a fast guy, but it's just getting the opportunity. A receiver can't, well, for the most part, they can't really control when the ball gets to them with this offense line that we've had for the last couple of years, with this quarterback play that we have for the last couple of years. But I'm hoping that they can find a way to get Trey Tucker going. With Jalen Naylor, the defense will have to account for him. But yeah, the receivers is one of the main weak groups going in to the season. We'll see what happens. I don't know if any of these young guys can emerge, but we haven't really had a Pittsburgh is acquiring a player who made 16 starts as a Raider last season. Who did Pittsburgh get from the Raiders? That just came up on my NFL. They don't tell you the story. They just want you to go read it. Now I gotta look. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
just real quick while you're looking that up, it's funny how what you said about Tucker, calling out all the changes and everything. It sounds familiar. It sounds like Tucker's the Aiden O'Connell of the wide receiver room. It's almost the same thing that everybody says about Aiden O'Connell too. How he, multiple coaches, offensive coordinators, players, and it's just everything going on. Oh, Roberts? No, that's a linebacker. Oh yeah, Landon Roberts, who played Pittsburgh from 2023 to 24, was with us last year.
He went back to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't news. I ain't wasting my time looking for that garbage.
Yeah.
Whatever. Boo. Yeah, whatever.
You said wide receiver. You said wide receiver, didn't you?
No, it just said someone who made 16 starts last year is going to Steelers. So they had me cliffhanging, and then it was said in the chat, no, it was Landon Roberts. He went back home. Yeah, no one cares then. That's a waste of my time looking that up. Where's my purple nurple?
I think the other one too is what's the kid's name that came over from Seattle too, or was it Minnesota? No, it was Seattle or Minnesota. He's behind Tucker. He's number 2 behind Tucker. Derek Young. He's another guy that came in. He's from a Kubiak system too, so he could have some sort of an impact in this too this year.
Yeah.
This wide receiver room is not the best. Now I'm all for letting the young guys out there and let's see what we got. Yeah. You look at the veteran wide receivers that are out there. I know everybody for the longest time said, we need a number 1. We need a veteran number 1. Well, what's out there that you can count on? A bunch of guys that have, you got guys that have off-field issues. You got guys that are coming off of injuries. You got guys that are injury prone to begin with. What are your options for wide receivers out there? They're not great. Why? I really don't see a need for us to bring in a so-called veteran. I really don't. I don't see it. At this point, give the young guys a chance. Let them go out there.
Yeah. And if we get to the point where we're only like a few pieces away, like 2 or 3 pieces away from making noise and winning as receiver, then we can focus on that. From now to the offseason, figure out what we have now. Like you said, let the young guys play, figure out what we have now so we know who we can add to that, or if somebody emerges and becomes somebody that we don't, we can just groom them and whatever. So yeah, I rather let's just focus on now and see what we have. And then next year is where we really start pushing for other talent guys to add to the team to push us to that next level. So we're trying to build the foundation. They finally pressed the rebuilding button. They finally said the bad word rebuilding. So let us rebuild and see what we have and then go from there. Because the last couple of years of offensive tape, burn it all. From Getsy to whatever last year was, burn it all.
I mean, anyway, he's in Washington now with the Redskins. So
yeah. Tight end room, of course. Brock Bowers and Mike Mayer. They're going to run that 12 personnel. So of course those guys are 1 and 2. I don't know. I hear some light trade talk, trade rumors. Well, the Raiders might try to trade Mayer for stuff, whatever. But I doubt it. And I think he's in his last year.
Round. Year ahead of Brock Bowers.
Yeah, he's a
but
second
we don't have
rounder.
the year on him because we got him in the second round.
Yeah, so having him out there, all these players are on a down year. Even Brock Bowers, they say if he can stay healthy, he should have sat after that New England game, but they, Pete Carroll tried to run him out there because he knew that that's all we had on offense, and then after that Washington game, it was like it was bad. It was done.
Yep. I still think Ian Thomas should be the number one tight end. So
yeah, I liked Ian Thomas, but not as a starter though.
I mean, this is a no-brainer. I mean, there's nothing to even question here. I mean, they're the one, they're the two, and that's it. I like Ian Thomas as the third guy here. Even Connor Runyon, he had some good plays last year. I mean, he did all right when he got a chance, but again, you can't go wrong with these two. I mean, let's face it. Brock Bowers goes down, the quality of tight ends just hits the floor at that point. And we all know Brock Bowers. Everybody's like, Brock Bowers is our main target. There's no two ways about it. He's the number one option in the passing game. If he's not open, then you're looking for a wide receiver or you're running for your life. So, I mean, Brock is Brock. We already know what he can do. We saw what he did his rookie year. We saw what he did last year, even though he didn't play the full season. He was on and off throughout the entire season last year. But when he was in there, he still had a decent year stat-wise. Not what we fully expected, but he did miss a lot of games. So, I love the kid. I just don't, if we don't stop winning, or we're not at that point where we've got the team actually in the good spot where we're winning games and we're starting to be competitive. He's the type of guy that we're not gonna be able to get him for his fifth year. He's gonna want out so bad that we're not. I don't know. I just have a feeling that if we don't do something fast in the next couple of years, we could end up losing him. I know we've got an option and everything, but he could make it difficult.
Hear me out. Okay. Remember Graham from the Saints, tight end? He said, hey, I'm like the receiver. Give me some receiver money. Then they sent him to Seattle. We don't want to talk about Seattle. But hear me out. Brock Bowers, he's your number one receiver over Nair, over Tucker. You just flank him out more.
I mean, we do put him out there sometimes, Tim
Brown was the first receiver, and he was 38 years old, running a 5.40, and he was our best target. So Jay Rice came in, but that's either here nor there. Okay, I'm just saying, Brock Bowers, wide receiver 1, X.
I brought this up last night because I heard somebody on. I heard somebody else say this, and it's legit. It was either on another show or I saw it in like a short where they were talking about putting Brock at wide receiver, moving Betch into tight end. I'm like, what? I'm like, first of all, Betch is too small. Especially when you go into the 12-man formation, you better have somebody else out there at that tight end spot than him. He ain't gonna win anything when it comes to any type of blocking or chipping or anything like that. He's not big enough for that. Even Brock is bigger by far compared to Betch, but everybody's like, well, he played tight end in college, but then he was converted to a wide receiver. He can't play tight end, especially in 12-man personnel in the NFL. He's not big enough. He's going to get destroyed out there trying to do any type of blocking or chipping. That doesn't even make sense. Let's move to wide receiver. That's dumb. I'm sorry. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, no. Let Besh, let him be the third and take have routes in the middle, going against linebackers right there and all that. And if he can survive, then maybe have him be like, was that a flanker behind the tight end and come out or something? I don't know. Okay, next one, fullback. All right, we got a fullback. That's all it is. We got a fullback. We haven't had a fullback since Ingold. Fullback. He's made it. I'm pretty sure he'll make it. So no argument there. But I do miss the fullback position. I know a lot of the Raiders, and you can't go back to old, that's back in the day. You can't really, but Raiders offenses, they thrived with the fullback back there. So bring the fullback back in the fold.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I do too. I absolutely do too. And that's just it. You don't hear a lot of people talking about Connor Haywood. I mean, don't forget, he's also a converted tight end too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him in the mix too, with certain protections and certain, play callings where he's actually not in the back is the fullback, but he's out there as like a, in the tight end type of position too. Where they maybe split Brock out to a little bit wider and they put him up on the line because he's big. He's a big boy. He ain't no small tight end. He's a heavy body. Yeah. And in this system with Kubiak's system, I think he's gonna thrive. He could be the unsung hero here, and you don't hear a lot of people talking about him. I mean, it's an unglorified position, fullback. It's not like it used to be, but it's starting to make a return a little bit in certain offensive systems in this league, which is nice.
Yeah, that's that West Coast because the Niners with Shanahan, they got their fullback. I think that they're like one of like two other teams. I know Ingold was just with Miami. I don't know if he went somewhere else, but Miami, the Niners, really the only we're running with that West Coast with the fullback in the backfield because everyone was going through that spread offense that Andy Reid was using a lot. So everyone copycat league and all that. So having the fullback come back into the offense, I'm ready. I'm down for that, and I'm excited because maybe he could be the Zach Crockett in this offense. Oh yeah, but
and he's big.
Nothing's yeah. Oh, for sure, yeah. But none of that's going to work unless you have a great offensive line right there. And looking at this right here, you have your official starting five right here. Colton Miller on the left tackle. Spencer Burford coming from the Niners. He's your left guard.
Ian Rappaport. It's officially official.
Tyler Linderbaum, the big signing. See, I love an offensive lineman is like, we got a big sign. Who'd you get? A receiver? No. You got a linebacker, defensive end? No. What'd you get? Quarterback? No. We got a center. A center. Yes. Because when the Raiders have an all-pro center in the middle, the offense goes. The offense goes. Jim Otto. Guys like I know my history. Don Mosbar. Didn't he have one eye, Don Mosbar? No, that was Don Mosbar came in after why am I forgetting his name? I know because Otto didn't win Super Bowls. He retired, I think, 2 years before 76, and then that was 50, number 50. Why am I forgetting his name? I know this. I know this history. I know the history. But he got the three rings. Then Mosbar came in. Then it was oh God! See, when you're live and you forget things, it's annoying. 63. He just passed away recently. Why am I forgetting his name right now? Super Bowl, the whole thing. Barrett Robbins, and then we didn't really have a center until we got God, I can't remember names. The black dude.
We had Jim Otto, Dave Dalby.
Dave Dalby, number 50.
I was just letting you go here to see if you can figure it out.
At least I know the numbers. At least I knew the numbers.
Yeah, no, you got that. After Mosbar was, oh shit, we were.
Was that couple guys?
After Dalby was Mosbar.
Yeah, Mosbar didn't last too long.
And then it was Barrett Robbins after him.
Yeah. And then Barrett Robbins, they tried to bring in Wisniewski's cousin, Wisniewski's nephew. And then they had the dude from Miami, the Hawaiian dude. And then it just was all over the place. And then we got I forget his name. The black dude.
Sam Steele for a few years. Stephon Rodney Hudson was probably the last good.
Rodney Hudson, car insurance. Come on.
Yeah. That
So
line in 2016, man.
what could have been? Damn you,
I mean,
Dave
Donald
Darnold.
Penn, Semele, Hudson, Gabe
The
Jackson,
the one
Howard.
sack I
Good
gave up.
Lord.
The one sack I gave up. Yeah. So Linderbaum in the middle, Jackson Powers Johnson, and we're going to talk about him right now. And then DJ Glaze, when they put pads on, he struggled against Max Crosby, who's not going to struggle against Max Crosby. But he seemed to, for the most part, have a decent grip on that right tackle position. But as you see behind him, Trey Zune, the third, our only offensive lineman we drafted this past April.
Mhm.
They have him all over the place. Before we get into the JPJ thing, looking at this right now, Justin Pickett was recently released. I saw that news today. So Justin Pickett is not behind Caleb Rogers. He just got released. So he's not on the team. So scratch Justin Pickett on there. But on left guard. But looking at this list right now, what is your take on the offensive line and how Dennison is building this unit and this combination right here?
I will say this right off the bat. I'm not surprised at the starting five. That's who I figured would be. When they finally put it down, is like, this is as of right now in preseason, this is the starting five. I think the only thing that could possibly change is going to be the right tackle, because we saw how Glaze took a hit last year. He stepped way back compared to what he did his rookie year. And what Big Luck just said too, with him practicing with Max in front of him, and Max was beating the piss out of him in training camp, from what I understand. I want to see what Trey Zoom brings to the table. So I know we're going to cover this later, but that's one guy I'm keeping an eye on. And I said this before we went on the air tonight, because you were running through the list and we were talking it up and everything. And I think the one that I'm impressed that he moved up and he's second behind JPJ is Mafi, because Mafi had a pretty damn good training camp from what I've understood, and he's pretty much been holding his own out there too. Him and Tonka were kind of going at it too. So I kind of like the fact that Mafi stepped up and that Dalton Wagner's fallen back. I think Wagner's going to become one of those training camp casualties. He's probably going to get cut. He's big. That's the thing. He's huge, but he's just slow. He just looks so robotic out there. And it's a shame because he's such a big dude. But I'm happy with the starting five. I really am. I really, really am. So,
you can't be slow. You can't be slow at tackle, especially going against these athletic defensive ends and converted linebackers putting their hand down in the dirt.
I'll give you one perfect example. If Wagner's starting, and I do like Wagner because he's so damn big, but again, when you saw him out there on quite a few games last year, he's a big dude. He's impressive looking, but when he gets on the field, it's different. So just picture him playing in week 2 against the Chargers, okay? And he's got to go out there at right tackle. And they move Khalil Mack over him. He's going to get burned by Mack every time. And I'm sure he was probably getting burned in practice when he was in there. If Max had to go up against him, I guarantee he was burning Wagner left and right, which isn't hard to do because he's so big and so slow. His feet don't move. It's like his body's moving before his feet move, But
that's not asylum.
I don't have a bear in my hand. If I did, then I could definitely be him.
Big Luck says I would cut putting them before Wagner. You haven't really seen too much of him. I think he came in like at the end of last season. I know he's behind the depth chart. I'm still surprised that they have Jordan Meredith behind Linderbaum. When they said that he was smart to know how the calls, but it's like you're not big enough though to play that center position. You're not athletic enough to play that center position. I liked him at guard when he was playing guard, but a lot of these guys are probably this is what they have him listed. But like Trey Zune, they're gonna move him around. Like Caleb Rogers, they're gonna move him around because he was going back and forth with Jackson Powers Johnson, and that's what I wanted to bring up because Jackson Powers Johnson, he had it rough last year. We all know this. We all know that for some reason, before we even started training camp, he was already in the doghouse with Pete Carroll and his high on whatever son, Brennan.
Yeah.
So I want to play this clip because this is very interesting that, when he had his press conference or the little presser that JPJ a couple of days ago, I want to play this and I want to kind of talk about his mindset going into the season, because him still in the battle, him penciled in is still like, okay, so I don't know. So here we go.
You said that you've been very consistent with your play. Just how do you go about making sure that you're very level and steady with your play?
I feel like just same thing, going out every day trying to get better at something, knowing that I can go back to a position room and not be treated differently every single day, be treated the same way, and be treated how the coaches tell us they're going to treat us. And also just kind of staying off social media. Like I'm not on it. I mean, the only thing I look at now is like I think fly fishing videos on YouTube. So just kind of staying off that, staying off the negativity, staying out of the anxiety, and make it as simple as possible. It's football. It's something that I loved since I was a little kid. It's something that all these guys, like all my teammates, all my coaches, and everybody in this building loves. So being able to come together and go play that and go support that, it's special, and we feel lucky.
Understand, neither one of you are experts, just opinions. I wish I was an expert. You know how much those guys get paid? So I'm only running on opinions. No shade. No shade.
You're not wrong.
All of us doing these shows are all opinions. But hey, I appreciate that you are commenting and watching.
I just realized Lone Raider is Eric. He's one of my chapter members. I'm like, what did he say? And then I saw the 73. I'm like, then I knew it was him just now. I didn't realize the whole time that's who that was until just now.
But this right here, this I cannot take this.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one either.
So hearing what JPJ had to say, talking about the anxiety and staying off of social media, because that's where a lot of us go to vent, and then we tag the player, whether it's on Instagram or whether it's on X or whether it's on whatever, and be like, so-and-so, Minshew, you're garbage. So-and-so, Jimmy G, you're garbage. And, I'm going back then. They're no longer on the team no more. Going into now. But then also one thing I also noticed is these reporters are trying to toe the line of asking, is this year's coaching staff and practices and methods and just the way you guys are being treated, is it way better than it was last year with Pete Carroll and his fake compete campaign, where you knew he had favoritism and nepotism and all the other tisms you can think of that Pete Carroll was bringing? And now, as he was out there wrestling with the big guys on the field, old man, he's like the old man from Family Guy. Old man from Family Guy on the walker. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, how you doing? My son can do so good. It sounds just like him. It's scary. But no, you're right, because I say the same thing too when we talk about what you saw in training camp. I said I'm just glad I'm not out there watching some 80-year-old guy. I know he's not 80, but 80-year-old guy out there wrestling with the defensive tackles and all the other crap that he was doing. Out there playing grab ass with the linemen and such. It's like, dude, stop. You're trying to be their friend, and then you see the way that Kubiak and his staff is running the training camp and the practices. It's so well organized. There's no BS going on. There's no, fun and games out there. It's all serious. It's all business. Let's get down to fundamentals and let's go out there and do this shit. It's like, come on. Last year it just kind of looked like a joke. Like last year, at this time, before the preseason game, they didn't have a starting 5 set for the front line. They were still jumbling shit around. And then it happened in the game. And then Pete Carroll comes out on the day after and makes that statement how it's going to be X amount of time before they get the line. Could be the entire season, or could be late into the season. Well, It never got fixed. And after the preseason game, I called that. I said, this offensive line is going to be trash all season. It's going to be horrible if they keep doing this. They kept doing it, and what happened? Savage, what happened?
Eventually, Kappa became the center.
Yeah.
Meredith was knocked out. JPJ was knocked out. Who else did we try to?
What Big Luck just said. We didn't have a set. Week 17, we still didn't even have a starting five, and we didn't.
Yeah.
So,
it was all over the place.
It's nice to see JPJ talk like he just talked in that press conference, because he realizes what happened last year, which is I'm thinking the current coaches now did exactly what I was hoping they were going to do, was sit down, talk with him, get his head. It depends on who it is. I mean, if she's good looking, okay. If she's some 400-pound defensive lineman, that's just weird. I was hoping they were going to sit down with him and get his head straight, and just let him recognize or realize that everything that happened last year was not all entirely his fault. The coaches screwed around with him. There was just so much going on. It's a miracle the kid didn't have a mental breakdown in the middle of the season. He might have, and that's what you saw, that he just felt he couldn't do the job right. So his confidence was shot. It looks like he's got his confidence back, which is what I was hoping for. And I think I'm pray to God, because I love the kid. I absolutely love the kid. So I hope it turns around this year for him.
So saying that, I just kind of like, so you think that this competition is more so to build his confidence than, everything's a competition. Like, if someone else is playing better than him, then you start that guy. But he seems to be the owner, and really that they've been taking in and out, having, they've been alternating that right guard position with him and, like I said, Caleb Rogers, or him, and you got Mafi back there. You think this is the way to kind of build his confidence, seeing what the other guy is doing? Okay, let me come in, let me run the same play, let me whatever. Or is he someone that we all hope can succeed, but maybe outside of the aggressive way he plays? Because I like him too, and I want him to succeed. I want him to be a starting guy up there. I want him to be out there like that next incognito. Like that next Bear Robbins, throwing guys around. With the exception of the mental, but just like those offensive linemen that can get in there and be nasty, just as nasty as the defensive linemen that are trying to come into the backfield. Like, I think he can do it, and I want him to do it, but do you think this is more just to kind of build his confidence back up, or we like you, we want you to succeed, but you're not at that level yet, so we're just want to make sure we got the best five out there? Could that be you? It could not be you, but what do you think when it comes to JPJ in and out of the lineup?
Competition's good, no matter how you look at it. Hi, Raquel. I see you, babe. I think competition, no matter what, is good. So is that helping him gain his confidence back? Yeah. And the fact that it's Mafi that's behind him, I think he can hold off Mafi. I think they're still just trying to feel if JPJ is the 100% right fit at right guard. That's all I think that they're doing in this case. Making sure that he's over that mental hump that happened last year. And I agree with Brendan. We were 100% all had a mental breakdown after the season last year. So I think based on the words and how he said everything in that press conference, he's matured a little bit from last season, in my opinion, based on how he handled himself, the things he said. So it impresses me that he saw that it wasn't 100% all him. It was the way that he was handled by that coaching staff. So I've got faith in the kid. I really hope he turns it around.
Yeah,
but
then
Mafi behind him. I know Mafi's made some noise in training camp, but I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, and then there were other parts of that press conference where they try to, I don't want to say bait him into saying something negative about last year. He says, it's football. I like our coach now, Dennison. He loves us. He tells us, straight up, and he follows through what he says. So there were hints in there of how he felt, but he didn't flat out and say, Brendan Carroll sucks. Pete Carroll is garbage. You know, he didn't. He just said, no, hey, last year was
I
last
wish you
year.
would have.
I waited for
No.
somebody to say something. Some players said, yeah. Was this better last year? Next question. Okay. All right, let's go into the defensive side. Defensive side right here. I would say the surprise, I guess you can say, for me, more so, because I thought Adam Butler was penciled in to be the nose tackle because he's a big dude. Tonka Hemingway, Tonka Truck. He seems to be the nose tackle in the middle of this 3-4 variant, 3-4 hybrid, 3-4 defense. Looking at the way the defensive line is shaping out, of course, Max Crosby, defensive end, hand in the dirt. And I know they're going to try to find ways to move him around, like you said, like what they do at Mac, have him move around. I know they did a lot of that last year, and with Leonard, Rob Leonard, taking over as your defensive coordinator, knowing this defensive line because he was their coach before he was elevated for the last 3 years when he came in with Patrick Graham. 4 years with Patrick Graham. 4 years.
4 years.
No, yeah, 4 years.
3, 4, 2.
Yeah.
2, 3. No, 5.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Overbid. Anyways, looking at this right here, what is your take on the defensive line and how they have them lined up on this first unofficial?
I absolutely love the fact that Tonka found his way into the starting lineup here. I think that's huge. I think that speaks to the fact that when we got him in the draft last year in 2025, that he's stepping in now, and even the two behind him could easily move up. You got Jonah and you got JJ. I have no qualms with any of this. With this front line,
30.
You know, Max is Max, obviously. You know, Kuntz is, he's on a 1-year prove-it deal, so let's see what he can do when he comes in for Max. You know, I think we're finally in a place where Max is not going to have to go out there and play 99 to 100% of the snaps like he has in the past. You know, we can rotate him and give him a break so we keep him as fresh as possible. I think with the defense we're putting together, I don't think they're going to be out on the field as much as they were last year. I think they're going to have that much. I think this defense is primed to have a great year, better than the offense for sure. This defense could be absolutely nasty. And the fact that Robbie Leonard's been there with all of these guys for the last few years, you know, new to this roster obviously is Javari Hari, Benito Jones, Cleveland, and Booker came in halfway through the year last year. So he's been with these guys since they got him, like Hemingway, Lalau, Butler. He's been there, you know, since Butler's been there. You know, Malcolm Pooch has been there for a while. So he's been with all these guys. So he knows their tendencies, and he's putting them in the best spot that's going to give success for them. I love this. I absolutely love this front defensive line.
Yeah, I want to see how Tonka Hemingway in the middle, because he was shown out a little bit last year towards the end. He was getting in the backfield. So if he can control that's the opposing center and disrupt, you know, pulling guards trying to get through, and he's out there throwing the center into the guard's lane. Disrupting all that. You know, like you said, Max don't have to be the guy where they could just focus on Max Crosby and everybody else. Oh yeah, we don't, whatever. Whatever.
Well, from Leo, who him and Nate were at the practices last week, and they said that they were moving these guys around. Like Max was all over the place from snap to snap. Quay Walker was all over the field, and Quay Walker's even said it himself. He's been moved around so much he's never been moved in a defense like he has been since he's been in the NFL. So you don't know where these guys are going to be coming from, and I think that's the whole thing. They're going to be keeping the offenses guessing, and I think you're going to see an extremely aggressive defense here. And I absolutely love every minute of it, and I'm on board, totally on board for it.
Do you want to see Max kind of going back there like how you know, like a TJ Watt? I know TJ Watt's more linebacker than.
I think it's going to happen.
I mean, he got his first interception last year against the Bears. Yeah. It's the Bears, right? Yeah. He was back there. I mean, I don't know. I know Max Crosby, he's more valuable rushing the quarterback, but if you can have him come in and then back, go back into coverage, with that running back going, trying to get that little soft spot in the middle. I don't know.
Mhm.
If they know what they're doing, I'm going to trust.
Yep.
I say this every year. I'm going to trust. Yeah.
Yep.
But I like this. Thomas Booker, the fourth, when he came in from the Eagles in preseason, and he showed out, and the early in the season he was showing flashes to the point where he started seeing more playing time towards the end of the season, which you were talking about. I like him, and I like him on that defensive line, rotating in more, rotating in a lot. Malcolm Kuntz, I know a lot of us question another 1 year tryout deal. But this could have been a Robbie Leonard pounding the table for him. Maybe they could find a way to get him to that 2024, 2023.
Yeah, he's now 2 years removed from that knee, so you should see a difference with him. And it sounds like it so far in training camp. You've heard that he's playing a little different, so that's a good thing.
So now our acquisitions over the offseason, back there at linebacker, Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye, you gotta love the haircut. If I was to grow my hair out naturally, I'll probably look like that.
I knew this picture was coming up because you showed me this before we started, and I started laughing then. And the guy's a Rhode Island native. I wanted this kid when he came out in the draft, and we couldn't get him. But yeah, I'm glad he's here. I really hope he's that opposite edge partner for Max that we've been craving for years. What Chandler Jones should have been.
Kwity Paye looks like his haircut is what Chandler Jones looks like now. Just crazy. It's crazy. Now we already know that this is going to be the starting linebacking crew, and of course we got Kwity Paye as edge, so he's going to be back and forth down, hand down in the dirt or back there on that shallow edge on the defensive side, but we got to look at the guys behind him. K'Ron Crawford, the last guy we drafted this past April, he is second behind Kwity Paye. Tommy Eichenberg and Cody Lindenberg, the two Bergs back there. I don't know. I mean, maybe when they start playing good, they're going. They're going to coin the law firm of Eichenberg and Lindenberg. They will fight to make it right. You got them two back there, and I know Eichenberg in training camps has always looked good, but we never really see too much of that in the regular season. He didn't really get a lot of playing time in the regular season. Towards the end of last year, he was having a little bit more playing time. Cody Lindenberg drafted last year late in the draft. I think he was the last pick of last year's draft. Mm-hmm. Coming in, being behind the two main guys that we got. I know you said before the show we were talking, you're like, talk about not a good like a
yeah, like I loved it too. I love Dean and Walker, but after that it's a massive drop off. I mean, you're talking about two extremely talented, athletic linebackers, and then we're gonna go to the Bergs. After something happens to Dean or Walker, the athletic ability drops from them to the Bergs. So I just pray to God that they can both stay healthy.
Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Lindenberg, Steve Gutenberg.
I mean, I'm not down that they can play linebacker. They obviously can because they're in the NFL. They're making the roster. They got to make the roster.
I mean, they're going to be special teams guys for sure. So
yeah.
The guys, that's where they're making their money. That's where they're making their.
So I mean, yeah, you're going to definitely see them out there on special teams, and occasionally filling in for Dean and Walker when needed. But we need to look at he does too. we definitely need to address the linebacker after this season, or if something happens when teams cut down to the 53, if whatever gets cut is better than what we've got behind Dean and Walker, then we got to make a move.
What would you say that now we got our starters, but outside, like we talked about how the receiver room is kind of weak because our starters are like, I mean, it's what we got. We got. Would you say the linebacking crew? Because what you're saying is we got guys starting, but our depth, that water's shallow.
Yeah, the depth
water is shallow.
The depth scares that. This is the one unit other than wide receiver, and I think this one scares me more because I think we can still make do with the wide receivers we have. You can't just supplant somebody in the defense at linebacker and hope to God they're going to be as good as these two.
Yeah.
You know, that's the depth is troublesome at linebacker. I would have loved to have seen us address it in the draft earlier, but we didn't, and it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, and it is one of those pieces that will just a few pieces away next year, and you just get one good. Because really, you just need the depth. You just need depth. So if maybe one more year, if Cody and Tommy can get more burn, and they can start showing that they can be that guy behind the starting three. In a Rob Leonard defense that we have yet to see, we're all going to see it for the first time this season. Then maybe they can be developed, and it's like, okay, we came into the season, we don't know what to expect with this defense, with the new scheme, new defensive coordinator, and then outside the three starting linebackers, the guys that we brought in through free agency when we thought we had the money, but we spent more when we thought we had more money until Max came back to a better defense. If it's just about building depth, I think that's, we could probably see that's another where we can see what we have this year and say, okay, I didn't trust you guys in the beginning, but all right. Hopefully. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully.
What would have been nice is if we still had a guy like Spillane along with you know what I mean? You'd have a good 3-man rotation there, I think.
Yeah. Or Jamal Adams.
Next.
Okay. Now speaking of, the secondary has a lot of hopefuls. The secondary has been, from what I've heard, there's a lot of flashes, especially with the rookies, especially with the, new guys that are coming in. What I'm surprised about this, in a way, I guess, I get he's the incumbent, so it is what it is. But you haven't heard nothing really this offseason, through these workouts and everything from Isaiah Palomao. I haven't heard too much about him and barely anything about Jeremy Chin. I don't know if it's more so like, okay, these guys, so we're going to focus more from the reporting that I hear the Raider Fan Radio, whatever, Raider Nation Radio. But you hear a lot from Traden Stukes, who we drafted. Even Greedy Vance has been emerging from last, he had him last year. Masses has been showing flashes. Richardson from the Telesco draft, he's emerging. And I know he started off his career with the hamstring injury, so he never really can take off. And then, of course, we all remember the puppet. So that's kind of on him, I hope that puppet didn't mess up his career. Oh, you're the guy with the puppet. Okay, whatever. Jamad McCoy has been showing flashes. But besides that, what like the backfield, we haven't really had a great backfield. I don't know, before. I mean, when Charles Woodson came back and was playing safety, he was covering everything, so he was like a one-man show. Before that, it was Asamoah, really, and then before that, it was Woodson and Clarence Love, Woodson and Eric Allen. And that's all. That's it until you get all the way back to Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes. So, looking at this, what is your take so far on the unofficial official draft? I'm not draft a depth chart that they're going to roll out tomorrow night.
I like it, to be honest with you. I don't have a problem with it. I love the fact that out of 3 of these positions, you got 1 corner and the 2 safeties. The immediate backups are rookies. You got Masses, Stooks, and Johnson. So if any one of those guys go down, like I honestly think Stooks is going to take over from Isaiah anytime.
Yeah.
I honestly, what's up, Arnie? I see you, brother. What's up, Roy? I love the fact that Darian Porter's finally getting a shot to start now. Yeah, and I'm psyched on Masses too. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, these rookies. We addressed one of our major needs from last year was our secondary was not that good at all, and I think they really kind of hit it hard in the draft and in free agency, and the fact
that's my team.
2002, yeah. Tyrion Johnson's coming in here from Buffalo, and he's starting right away at corner. So I'm excited for the secondary. I'm excited again, like I said earlier, the overall defense itself. I just think the defense has just stepped up big from last year. If you look across the board on this defense, we've got 4 or 5 brand new starters to this team. Same thing on offense. We got 4 or 5. So we've got half of the overall 22 starting men on both combined offense and defense. We've got like 10 brand new starters across the board, that says a lot that, number one, what we had last year was kind of crap. And what we have this year and what this new regime has brought in is they brought in playmakers that are going to contribute to this roster, all the way around, both sides of the ball. So I'm psyched with this secondary, and I want to see these young kids get into this game, these rookies. I want to see McCoy out there. I want to see Masses and Stooks and Johnson, when the ones come off the field. I want to see what these guys do, especially against Arizona. Anybody that watched the game last week and you saw what Carson Beck did, he was throwing that ball all over the place, and he was making plays. I want to see what our secondary is going to do against them. I'm really curious to see if Arizona can have that same success this week versus what I think a much better secondary than what Carolina put out there. So I'm excited. I cannot wait for this game.
Darian Porter, I know he had a lot of he was playing more. I think he started, but then they kind of sat him for a while, and then he came back later in the season last year. I'm hearing that he's kind of bouncing back from last year. Eric Stokes, he's our main cornerback that just trying to solidify who's going to be opposite him on the other side of the field. And then you got Tyrion Johnson, who they said they're having him playing safety. Also, he's in that slot guy. So basically, he's the who was the guy? He went to Green Bay that we had always got injured.
Oh my God, I know who you're talking about too, and I can't think of the name now.
Now he's with the Niners. I can't remember his name, but see, I don't remember his name because he was always injured.
No, not Hobbs.
Yeah, Hobbs. Nate Hobbs.
Was it
Nate Hobbs?
Yeah.
31. Nate Hobbs. So I mean, and he was when he was active, when he was playing, when he wasn't hurt, he was that good slot, corner, because we would always get beat in the middle, whether it was a corner, whether it was that inside receiver or it was a tight end. We always got beat in the inside. So if Johnson can be, better than Nate Hobbs was when he could play, and then also, kind of be back there playing safety, because I think we're still trying to figure out who our long-term safeties are. Jeremy Chin, I believe, is in his last year of his deal. I believe so is Palomao. He's at the end of his deal after this year. So this year's gonna be a lot to see, who can take over those safety positions, because we really haven't really had a good safety since Charles Woodson, and in the comments since the other Woodson. I almost said Darren Woodson, wrong Woodson. Since God, I'm bad with names today. 26, the other Woodson. He went to Baltimore and the Niners and Steelers and Raiders. The other Woodson. Rod Woodson. So we're gonna see how this is gonna go tomorrow. But all people kept talking about was what happened in practice on Friday, this past Friday. And in my opinion, it was a little overrated. So let's do a little overrated.
Reaction.
Oh, whatever. I'll play the intro. I can't read. I can't see this thing. Here we go.
This is incredible. They got the guards in the backfield. They got the center to the right. And the quarterback isn't even there. They're standing around, butts. Oh, yeah.
Overhyped news. That's what it's called. It's been a long time, Kay. I'm still rusty. Speaking of Kirk Cousins being rusty. Speaking of Kirk Cousins, we all know what happened on Friday. Let's go into this news clip from NFL Network, and then we're going to talk about it because everyone keeps talking about all the theories and my foil hat's in the closet, so I can't pull it out.
Oh, I don't have one. Oh.
Yeah, I'm only allowed one hat because aluminum foil is not cheap, so I have to keep preserving the same hat. So we shop at Costco, but I'm not allowed to waste the. Here we go.
It's about scouting Mendoza. You do all the research, you do everything you possibly can. Then he actually gets to your facility, gets on the field, and it's like, what kind of person and player did I actually draft? Did they feel confident that they got the right one in Mendoza? When we were there yesterday, they got to see a lot of him. And it's great that Fernando Mendoza got all the first-team reps, got to work with all the starters. But the reason is because Kirk Cousins and Max Crosby got into that little scuffle, which we just talked about, and we heard Max kind of foreshadow that. But those guys, Max and Kirk, were held out of practice, essentially, as punishment. And it's really a fascinating thing for Clint Kubiak because those are your two leaders, and the entire team watch them not do anything in practice. And it's the kind of thing that everyone notices. It's the kind of thing that can have wide-ranging ramifications that even the leaders are held to the same standard. And then for Fernando Mendoza, it's just really valuable practice reps. And, Red kind of mentioned it, dug in on Kirk Cousins being the starter. I would agree, but at some point, they are going to have no choice but to play Fernando Mendoza. We just don't know when that's going to be.
One more.
Saw some feistiness between Kirk and Max at the end of practice. Just what you make of their passion going up against each other.
Yeah, that's training camp. Those two leaders of our team going at it. So that is part of camp. Obviously, you fight in the game, you throw a punch in the game, especially then you're out of the game. So we got to be smart, treat it like a game.
All right, so you saw that, and that was his response. Clint Kubiak's like, hey, it is what it is. This is what we're doing. If you get punched, if you punch somebody in the game, you're going to get ejected. And a lot of times, it can be both players in the scuffle, whatever it is, depending on whatever they see, whatever. But now, I know you heard theories. What were the theories that you heard, Jeff, on this whole thing when it came to Max Crosby and Kirk Cousins and subnote, whatever, Fernando Mendoza? No, the rest.
That it was a ploy by the team by the coaches to get Mendoza playing time. Because everybody was like, oh, look, Mendoza's out there taking the first team snaps. Yeah, no shit. Of course he was going to be out there taking the first team snaps. Your starting quarterback that the coaches have anointed is now sent home or not allowed to participate. So who else is going to take it over? They're not going to put AOC. They're going to let the rookie go out there and get him. Of course he's going to get the first team snaps. But some people to come out and say that, oh, it was a ploy for them to do this, so it gave them a reason to give him the first. Then if that's the case, just give him the first team snaps. Why? It's the coach. What's the difference? So they think no. He set the tone. Just like Silver Smoke said, and I've said it already before, I agree with it 100%. If that's the deal, that's the deal. People are blowing this up for no freaking reason. I mean, good God. It's ridiculous. Whatever.
Oh, overhyped news. And like you said, it's like the coaches have to make sure, because we have to make sure that we have to appease the people watching. So let's find a way to make an excuse for us to use Mendoza in the first, because we said that he's going to be the second string back Kirk Cousins, but let's do something. We'll take an opportunity. Oh, Max Crosby and Kirk Cousins are arguing. All right, both you guys, red card. Okay, red card. Okay, we're still in the World Cup. Red card. Both of you. Okay, both of you can go sit.
You're out of here.
You're done. Yeah. You got Leslie Nelson. You're out of here.
It's
yeah.
Again, let's put it this way. You go back 20 years, not even, you can go back less than that. Social media. Yeah, it's all social media. It's you know what it is too? We've had a quiet camp. We really have. So it's any negativity that the media can throw out there involving us. Because in all honesty, I mean, it makes us look like idiots. So it makes us, like we're still the laughing stock. Oh, look, they had to suspend their top bet. The two number one players, basically their two captains, their starting quarterback and their star defensive end, Max Crosby. Anything linked to Max Crosby is going to be newsworthy. They just blow it up more. And again, social media. If there wasn't for social media, you wouldn't have known about it until a day or two later when you looked in the paper, or you would have found it online somewhere, but it wouldn't blown up like it does now. So it's just it's just so stupid.
No, I do wish that they did have social media back when Matuzak played or
oh my god
partied.
The sound clip alone from some of that stuff would have been awesome.
That would have been great to have social media.
Brother.
But you said Max Crosby. Anything Max Crosby does gets blown out of proportion.
Of course it does.
What I heard was, well, this is Max Crosby, because he kept hitting the arm of Kirk Cousins, and he's just trying to show that he's a malcontent because he doesn't want to be here no more. So he's going to make the Raiders trade him again to maybe Dallas has always been, in the news, and even the Bears. I heard we would like a Max Crosby too. Are we in the thing too? Are we in the sweepstakes too?
Hollywood.
What up, Hollywood? And that's what this. That's what this. For stadium. This other clip I'm about to play, but it's like you said, like any little thing, it's like, oh, this could be this.
Is that boy Kirk Cochains back out there? Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Shefty, what's going on with the Raiders? Does Max Crosby know that you're not supposed to hit the starting quarterback? Okay, apparently he hit Kirk Cousins at least twice in a practice, and Kirk had enough of his bullshit, so they got in a fight. They got thrown out of practice. What's going on with the Raiders? Is Max trying to get off of this team? What's going on over here?
There's a lot of conspiracies right now.
Well, let me say this. For Kirk Cousins to get worked up enough to go at somebody as strong as Max Crosby tells you that he had to be pretty pissed off about the whole situation. And I know a lot of people are thinking that Max Crosby wants to be traded. He wants to be there right now, and I think he's going to be there. I think the real question with Max Crosby and his future in Vegas comes down to what happens if this team doesn't perform well. What if there's a contender out there before the trade deadline that wants to beef up its pass rush? Could we see a team later this season, if the Raiders season is slipping away, make a run at Max Crosby? And I could see that being a possibility in October. That I see. But right now, no, Max wants to be there, and I just think he's worked up. He's intense. He wound up hitting Kirk. I didn't see the two plays. Kirk took offense to it, and here we go. They're both suspended for Saturday. Like, has Kirk Cousins ever been suspended in his life for a practice? I would venture to say no. I'll bet that's never happened before. It was a first, and it looked like he went to the Backstreet Boys concert that night with his wife, so he got a real nice day out of it. He got to skip practice and then go to a concert that night. Good for him.
I don't know if I love all of that, but Kirk gets fired up, though. You like that? Yep. Remember? Yeah. I mean, he does get a little fiery, and we know Max Crosby, he's a menace, always going to be a menace, always going to be going 100 miles an hour. Heard Fernando say, guys, come on. Right? Isn't that what they said?
Yes, that is correct.
But I think Kirk potentially showing Fernando, like, hey, yeah, right. We can't just sit here and take this. Even though we would get our asses beat in an actual fight here, can't just let this. But how the rest of the team let him run into a quarterback? I guess Max is allowed to do whatever Max wants to do. Yep. We have some good news coming out of Vegas Sports today at Vegas Sports TD. This is today as Kirk ran onto the field. Max Crosby gives him a high five and a shot to the head. Boom. The boys have moved on.
Okay, there we go.
The boys have moved on. That's good. Hey, that's like old school.
Yeah.
Let's have a fight. And then after,
shake hands.
We shall move on.
Shake hands.
And Kirk says, "You freaking."
It might have been work just to go to the Backstreet Boys concert for both of them.
I heard their Sphere show is awesome. Is what I heard.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, Backstreet's back. All right.
I'm trying to find something because I just thought of something talking about the Backstreet Boys. And is this, do I have it here? Do I have it here? I don't have it on here. I don't. Well, maybe. Hold on. No, YouTube Shorts. Maybe I have it. Wait. Why is it not coming up? I was gonna play something funny, but I don't have it on here. I don't know why. My whatchamacallit. Why is it not on here? Anyways, the last time we heard Backstreet Boys and Raider news, it was Christian Wilkins dancing in the locker room, and that's the So let's keep the Backstreet Boys reference and the Raiders on the offseason separate. I don't want to hear it. I can't find that video. I had the video and I can't find it. The video that I made. It shows
Adam
right
Schefter,
there.
he's such a Raider hater to begin with. He loves this shit. I can't stand him. Look at that smug face. Isn't that just the face you want to punch? Right? Look at that. He just I want to just pop him one.
I'm so mad I can't find that video. Oh my god.
That's like
I
love Ian Rappaport. And they remind me of each other. Like when you look at them, they kind of look the same a little bit. But Schefter,
one is Pepsi and one is Coke.
Yeah, and he's definitely the dull Pepsi. Ugh.
Pepsi Blue. I can't find it.
How bad that shit was. Oh. Almost tastes like soap.
That's bad. I can't find
Yeah,
it.
they do, right?
Oh yeah. Huh?
He says they definitely look related. Yeah, just one looks retarded and the other one doesn't.
Sorry, I see the R word. Sorry, my bad.
You can't say that word. They all
Apologize.
suck Yes, they all suck defense. They all suck defense.
Yeah.
Yes. To the ball. To the football. All right.
Yeah, you know what? I agree, Roy. He has. I liked him at one point, but he's starting to annoy me now. McAfee.
Yeah. Once they get onto ESPN, it's like, oh, okay.
Well, now that he's signed that massive contract, he's everywhere. They got to get their money's worth out of him. He's everywhere.
Okay, but did you like Pat McAfee heel when he was a heel a couple specials ago in WWE? I don't know which one it was. They're all the same to me now.
I don't watch WWE anymore. You know what I watch? I watch that show that's on Netflix, where it's the behind the scenes stuff. That's awesome.
Oh
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah,
that's great.
All right, so I know we're whatever. Towards the end of the show. Now, tomorrow is the preseason game. Tomorrow we get to see Raiders going against other people. Unfortunately, if you live in the Bay Area, the only way to watch it live is you have to go on either watch it on the app or watch it on the Raiders website because Cron 4 is not going to play until 10 p.m. We don't get the NFL Network broadcast because it's blocked out for us, which is weird because we're not even in the market anymore since they moved to Vegas in a whole different state. And that's how they treat us because we're still in the 49ers market, even though they're in the South Bay, nowhere near San Francisco. I know this because I used to work down there at the Federal Expression, whatever, I hate that job, 18 and a half years. I was down, I had to drive past that garbage stadium. Like, you guys ruined my park. You ruined my Great America, which is going to close soon too. Thank you very much. Substation, I'm glad you're there, Substation. Anyways, Jeff, tomorrow night, we're going to see this team go out there, whole new regime, whole new coaching staff, whole new whatever, whole new hope. Like you said, Star Wars, A New Hope. And the Empire Strikes Back. Oh, yeah. Return of the Jedi. Let's go. Who are guys that you or position groups that you're going to mainly focus on that you really want to see if they have improved or, whatever? What are you going to be watching tomorrow night when you watch game 1 of the preseason 2026?
The entire front five on the offensive line. That starting five. I want to see what they do, what kind of lanes they make for Genty or Washington or whoever's back there running back. I want to see what this starting five can put together. I don't want to see a repeat of last year's first preseason game where it was just a jumbled mess. And I have a lot of faith with Rick Dennis in there that he's got this unit firing on, all pistons firing. The timing chain's good. I think they're going to be fine. I pray to God that they are. But that's my big. I'm not even worried about the wide receiver room, to be honest with you right now. Everything starts at that line, starts in the offensive line, and that's the first place. That's why I hope we get the ball first, because I want to see the offense go out there first and see what they can do. I want to see how well they mesh as a starting five unit. And then after that, I want to see when Trey Zoom gets in the game. I want to see what he can do out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious to see what type of an impact he can have. I want to see what that first string defense, the defensive line is going to look like. But priority right now is the offensive line. I think we're good on defense, like where we're going in position-wise and who's where, especially on that starting front line.
Yeah.
Offensive line, until I see better than last year, it still scares the crap out of me still. I just pray to God that Dennison did his job.
O'Connell for president.
I saw that. What's up, Pigs?
Yeah. Hey, Pigs, are you ready for the fantasy draft coming up soon? I gotta put the date out there. But yeah, the offensive line. I want to see the offensive line. I want to see how this offensive line is going to gel together with this new group forever. How long they're going to keep the starters out there, because I'm trying to give my take. I don't need you showing my belt, interrupting what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is just not how it's going to go down, because I'm going to win that belt at the end of the season when we do the draft, and I'm going to have the draft. We're going to do the draft here. Hopefully, there better not be no school events, because that's why I couldn't do it last time. We had to. Me, and my fiance were doing our draft. We were doing the fantasy draft at the PTA, whatever it was. We were, it was like the back to school night, whatever. And I'm all like, why is it got to be during the draft? So we're over there doing our draft picks on the side of the cafeteria.
From the league that I was in with you last year, the one that for this belt.
Yeah,
that league?
Yeah.
So that's why. All right. Now the truth comes out. First, you were blaming it on your kicker. Now you're going to blame it on where you were when the draft happened.
Yeah,
okay.
I couldn't concentrate because I had to be a parent and be there for back to school night or whatever it was called, and I couldn't focus. Okay, that's why my 5th and 6th round players didn't do that well. Okay,
weren't you the commissioner of that league? You're the one that sets the date. You could have moved it.
I didn't pay attention to the school calendar. I'm the father, okay? I don't pay attention to the school calendar. I am told by the queen, this is what we're doing. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm hearing excuses. All right.
Thank you, Darren. All right, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Good night.
Jeff for doing the show. My mom says thanks, Jeff, for doing.
I love doing the show with them. This is fun.
But I want to see the offense line too, how they gel. But you know what? I want to see, and I don't know if this is popular or not, but I want to see how Kirk Cousins looks out there. I think I'm more excited to see how Kirk Cousins, however long he plays to, how Kirk Cousins looks out there, because he's going to be our starter now. And I know it's one of those where he ain't going to be a starter next year, but we can focus on Fernando Mendoza next year. I want to see how Kirk Cousins is going to look, because that can tell me how we're going to be dealing with our Raiders this year, even though it's going to be like we're all going to kind of focus on think like, hey, it's going to be a throwaway season for the most part. If they go somewhere, it'll be a surprise. If not, well, hey, we're rebuilding. So But I want to see how he's going to look with our receivers, with our targets. But it all depends on how much the starters, even though Kubiak said that they're going to get a lot of time, it all depends on how he plays the starters. And then is Mendoza going to play behind a starting offensive line? So these are things that I want to see. And maybe I want to see how this offense is going to look. I know it's going to be all vanilla and everything, but just to see how the flow of the offense is going to look. And so that's what I want to see. I want to see the chess game, even though it's checkers, but I want to see the chess game. So
like tiddlywinks, but okay.
Oh yeah. So I want to make sure that when we do the draft, there is no school events happening and other things. So I want to make sure. So I'm gonna get that going and see from there. I got to see who from last year is going to continue to play. I know Anna for sure because she goes, "Hey, when's the draft?" Oh, we're coming back, Anna. Anna was taking care of business early, but she had a lot of guys injured. Asylum's going to be probably having to do his through auto draft because he's too busy trying to save the world from
Roger Goodell.
The evilness of Roger Goodell. So we got to make sure that it's got to make sure that the cage match survives. Come on, Asylum. He's doing the dirty work.
Yeah.
So we can enjoy the cage
doing
match.
God's work over there.
All right, tomorrow 5 p.m. we get to watch Raider football. Even though it's preseason, it is what it is. This is basically the cheese sticks before you get the actual meal when you go to Applebee's or when you go to Chili's. Oh yeah. This is the bloomin' onion before you get your meal from Texas Roadhouse. Oh yeah. No, yeah. Texas Roadhouse.
No, Darren, I did not. I didn't get anything from you, so I haven't done it. Hit me up and just send it to me, and I'll definitely take care of it. You know I will.
And hey, subscribe. I appreciate you watching, and I know you come from Jeff's, so come over to the cage match side.
I'm gonna put the link in there. Because I normally don't come on the cage match. This is usually Asylum and Savage and Asylum. I'm filling in for Asylum right now. So, yeah, definitely make sure you jump over to their channel. I did see you pick up subs tonight.
So. Watch this with the good post-game show. Oh, post-game show. That's too late for me. I start work at 4 a.m. I want to do. I'll be in Vacaville, which is way up past Vallejo. And if you're from the Bay Area, that's way up there, 80. Way up there, watch party. I told them, I said, I hope you guys have some way to stream it off of a laptop or something because they're screwing the Bay Area over again. They're going to be in their 7th season in Vegas, and the Bay Area is still getting doo-dooed on. So, but if you can watch it on stream, I can find a way to put it on TV. That's what I do. But anyways, huh?
Here's Anna in the chat.
Anna, hey, how you doing?
She wants to know when I'm gonna win the belt again. This one, I already got it, so I'm retaining it this year.
I'm gonna set up the draft soon. When I'm gonna, I think you said we can do it on the 29th, the 30th. You said what day?
So as long as you don't do it on the 30th.
Okay, so we're gonna be on the 30th.
I don't know how I'm gonna do both.
Nah.
Hey,
so the draft
is the kicker last year, my big money league, right? I'm doing the draft in the car on the way back from Boston to home. Now, keep in mind, this is 2 days before, or I'm sorry, the Thursday night game had already happened. We did the draft on that Friday night. I'm driving back from Boston back to Rhode Island with a back seat full of food that we have to put in the fridge for the tailgate on Sunday at the New England Patriots game. I'm on ChatGPT making a flyer for the event that we're going to put together at last minute that Friday night and doing a fantasy football draft all at the same time. I had a horrible team because I was trying to do so many things. I was just spread too thin, and my team was just awful. So not like on draft though. I sat down here and I paid attention, and I put together a good team, and I won it with a kicker.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it on the 30th when Jeff said he's available. The 30th. So no, I'm joking. No, I have it set up soon, and then I'll see who's gonna carry over from last season. So if we might have some spots, that belt right there will be the prize. Or I might get a new one. I don't know. We'll see. I have a better job now, so I can afford maybe a bigger belt. I don't know. You know?
Oh, yeah, you can buy me a bigger belt. I'll send you my waist size, so I'll let you
know. No. Anyways.
You're on it. Oh, it doesn't. Huh? Maybe I'll have to have a plate made for the 2025 season champion. I'll put it on here. If I get to keep it, if you're going to make a new one.
Anna says she's in.
I knew she would be.
Ooh, sort of music. Oh, 38 now. All my kids are named after this team and just love this fan base. And you know what? We are overdue for a Super Bowl. I don't want to hear nothing about championships, JFK. I'm sick and tired of seeing that belt on the wrong shoulder. But I want to thank you, though, for coming on to the show and filling in for Asylum once again. Asylum will be out for a while as he is trying to save the world from evil, and that evil is Roger Goodell. So,
Blackout Steel Team 7.
I want to thank everybody for watching the show. We're going to come back next week and talk about the following game and what we saw in this past game. So, did this song get louder? Everybody, I want to thank you. Jeff, any last words?
No, go stay safe. Go Raiders, baby.
Go Raiders. Oh, yeah.
And
we in every show.
Match.
Yes, please. On our telethon, please subscribe to the cage match. We end every show like we always do. The word from Raider Milt, aka Coach Wallace, my football coach back in the day when I was in high school. We keep his memory alive on the show. And I want to thank everybody for watching. Come back next week on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. I said it clearly. All righty, everyone, take care. Raiders tomorrow night. I don't care if it's preseason. It's a Raider game. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Dig it.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.